Today we talk about the 5 things you need to know about Gardner-Webb women's basketball. So guys, for GW Sports Today, I am Richard Martin, and welcome to this week's episode. This week we're doing something a little different, something called 5 Things You Need to Know. We're going to break down one of the sports before their season opener, so that way you know everything about them and are prepared for their games. So here we go, let's get on rolling because we got a lot here in this script. 1, 11.3. They probably wondering, whoa, what's 11.3 mean? What's 1? I don't know all this math. Trust me, I don't like math either. We're going to break it down for you. 11.3 is points per game. That's the most points per game returning for Gardner-Webb women's basketball. They were scored by Alexis Hill last year. Tiara Huntsman is second. She returns 9.5 points per game from last year's squad. But the rest of the returners are averaging just 1.6 points per game, led by senior Kiara Curry, who averaged 3.1 points per game. So you're thinking, oh no, that means the offense is going to be down. What are they going to do? They're going to be able to score? Don't worry, because number 2, the Dogs have experience. Now, they only returned 2 starters, Alexis Hill and Tiara Huntsman, and only 1 senior on the team in Kiara Curry. But they are a very experienced bench. Kiara Curry on the bench averaged 19 minutes per game last year. That's almost an entire half. While Kaisha Stanford and Evelyn Adebayo averaged roughly 9.5 minutes per game. That's almost an entire quarter. And then Lovely Locklear, who's just a sophomore, she averaged roughly 6 minutes per game. And so it wasn't like these bench players were playing garbage time. They were getting some key minutes in these games. So that's good to see from the Dogs this year. Number 3, let's meet the freshmen. There are 4 freshmen now on the Gardner-Webb women's basketball team, and they are talented. You have Carly and Savannah Flintovich of Clearwater, Florida. They are twin sisters playing here at Gardner-Webb. And with their high school, they made the Florida 3A playoffs 3 years in a row. And they both averaged 14.4 points per game in high school and went 74-11. That is an incredible record for anywhere, high school or college. So I'm interested to see what they can do when they get on the floor here in college. Then you have Morgan Pointer of Greensboro, North Carolina, and she led her school to the Final Four of the North Carolina playoffs last year with a 28-1 record. And on her career, she shot 51% from the floor and averaged 7.7 rebounds. She could be the key to some of the offensive strategies and some of the points scored here for Gardner-Webb and getting those offensive rebounds. Finally, you have Corina Weigand of Neuhof Geisel, Germany. I probably just destroyed that name. But at the conclusion of her senior season in Germany, Weigand received the Christine Knapp-Mance Trophy. And it's a trophy given to players showing the highest level of desire, attitude, and work ethic to improve the team and herself. So that's a high praise for this recruit. For FT Fulda, she averaged 18.2 points per game last year. And she is just the 2nd player ever from that school to receive a Division I scholarship from a school in the United States. So some very talented freshmen coming here to Gardner-Webb for Coach Reeves and his squad. Speaking of Coach Reeves, number 4, moving up the ranks. Coach Reeves is just 15 wins away to get his 200th win at Gardner-Webb in his 14th season, and that's a very doable job. The Dogs won 19 games last year. That's the most they've had since 2010 when they won 23 games and won the Atlantic Sun Conference Championship. Also, Ralph Patton III was moved up to Gardner-Webb Associate Head Coach this year, and this is his 3rd season at Gardner-Webb. His last 2 seasons he was an assistant coach and recruiting coordinator and held most of the offense. Finally, number 5, let's look at the schedule. Non-conference schedule, pretty interesting one. Let's start up in Chicago at the Maggie Dixon Classic hosted by DePaul against UAB. Now, UAB had a pretty average year last year, going 15-16, but they upset Louisiana Tech on the road, 64-49. So they know how to play with some of the bigger teams here. Now, if they win that game, they would be able to play either Appalachian State or DePaul. And DePaul is a very good team. They went 27-9, lost to Oregon State in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. So, very good team, had a good postseason run. And they always are usually toward the top 25 each year. They then come home for games against Division II Montreat and Converse, which they should be able to handle those, but that Montreat game has an 11 a.m. start time, so it's kind of, you got to get the bugs out early and wake up a little bit. They didn't go road games close by, and hey, those are just at Wofford and USC Upstate. Both of those are in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So go out and make the trip for them. Go out and support them. Then they go to Virginia Tech, and hey, what happened the last time Gardner-Webb played an ACC team in women's basketball?
Parker will inbound. The inbound comes to Brown. Brown lost it. No, it was tipped by Carolina. Here's Brown. 2 seconds. 1 second. Laser up and in. Brown hit it. 1.2 seconds left. It's over. It's over. Gardner-Webb has upset the number 20 team in the entire nation.
After that, they go on the road to Orlando to take on Central Florida, and this is a very winnable game. Central Florida went just 7-23 last year and lost to eventual champ UConn 106-51, but who didn't lose to UConn last year? Over Christmas break, some close away games against Western Carolina in Colowee and Furman in Greenville, South Carolina. So go out and support them if you're close by in those areas over Christmas break. Then they come back home for their final non-conference game on December 30th against Southern Wesleyan, and they'll start conference play at Radford on January 3rd. We'd like to congratulate the women's soccer team on a fantastic season this year. Came up just short this weekend against Longwood, but a great season. At one point had 6 straight conference victories. I'm pretty sure most of those were shutouts. So congratulations to Gardner-Webb women's soccer on a fantastic season. Now let's look ahead to this week in Gardner-Webb athletics. On Wednesday, November 2nd, men's soccer is at home to rival Presbyterian. That one starts at 7 o'clock in Green Harbison Stadium. On Friday, November 4th, hey, the women's swim team is at home for the first time this year. They have a dual meet against Campbell and UNC Asheville. That will start at 5 p.m. November 5th, that Saturday, women's swimming is up the road in Charlotte for a dual meet against Queens and Richmond. That will start at 11 a.m. While men's swimming will also be at Queens that day at 11 a.m. They will take on the Royals. Thank you for watching. For more of your Gardner-Webb student news, check us out at gwu-today.com. For your Gardner-Webb sporting news, check out gwsports.com. I'm Richard Martin. Thank you for watching, and go Dogs!